And I got two shades. I got the shade, which shade is this? Do they not have the names on here? Mapus? Oh gosh, that sounds terrible. Nana. I got Nana and then Mapus. Mapuse. Oh God. Oh my God. Hey friends, welcome to today's video. Today I have a bunch of hot new makeup that I'm so excited to test and try and just get ready with you guys today. I've got the new Charlotte Tilbury matte cream eyeshadows that I purchased myself. I purchased 4 of them. I believe they launched with 5. So I basically got every one of them except the black shade. And then I also picked up the new primer from Hourglass. This is the Vanish Airbrush Primer, which I'm so excited to try this out. I picked up the Rare Beauty bronzer stick, still in the box, haven't tried it yet, and I've got some other fun products to share with you. I have the Tower 28 Tinted SPF, and I've had this for a few weeks, but I don't recall if I've used it in a video yet, so we're gonna use this. I've got a bronzer from, I should have probably researched how to say this brand's name. Saie. S-A-I-E. This is a clean at Sephora brand that I don't know too much about, but this might be the first product that I purchased from them. I got a Westman Atelier highlight stick, which I'm so excited to try because you guys know how much I love their blush sticks and their contour stick. So I picked this one up. This is the shade Nectar, and it has not been used today, so we will get a full, like, first impression, honest opinion. Today, I picked up some new Makeup by Mario lip balms. What are these actually called? The Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Serum. Spoiler alert, these are amazing. And then I also picked up a couple of Westman Atelier lip balms. They're kind of like in a gloss formula, but I have these. And then we're gonna be applying the new NARS foundation. I don't know why I'm picking up 2 bottles. We're gonna be applying one of these today. Love this product. So, let's go ahead and get started. All right, you guys, I got my hair back. I have nothing on my skin except moisturizer. We are gonna start by applying the Airbrush primer. And I was a big fan of the Mineral Veil primer. That was one of my kind of holy grail primers when I first started YouTube. That was like my go-to primer, but it's been a hot minute since I have used that primer, so let's pick this one up. So a few things to call out on this primer. It is $56 at Sephora. It's a translucent skin perfecting primer that smooths, absorbs shine, and adds a visibly blurred airbrushed finish while extending the longevity of your makeup. Very good to know. Best for dry, combo, or normal skin. So there's no reference of oily skin here. And it says it's good for pores. Ooh, I like to hear that. And has a natural finish. All right, you guys, so let's give this a try. It's also described as being a weightless formula. So it's brand new. I haven't used it yet. This is what one pump gives you. Yes, I still have the stain from my self-tanner. And I'm just going to use this much amount. With primer, I typically like to use, the least amount possible. Ooh, this feels nice. Ooh, this feels good. This feels like a moisturizer almost. I believe it's a gel formula is how it's described on the website. Oh, that feels really good. So I'm just really rubbing this into my cheeks to kind of combat those pores, smooth everything out. It does have a very soft, like silky finish, but it doesn't feel like a silicone-y finish. So now that we have that on, I'm going to go in and apply the Tower 28 Sunny Days Tinted SPF of 30. I picked this up maybe a month or so ago after seeing Allie Glines rave about this product. And even though I love my Elastin Hydra Tint Mineral SPF, I love that product. I'm always up to try new products because that's what I do here. I like to recommend and have, kind of opinions to share with you guys on all the products. So pick this up. Yes, instantly I noticed that primer blurred my pores. My pores look much smoother. I mean, not completely invisible, but they look softer for sure. All right, so I'm gonna go in with this and I'm gonna use my fingers to apply this. I have worn this a few times and I do like it. It's been maybe 2 weeks though since I wore it last, so. And I don't know that I've worn this under makeup. I think every time I've worn this, it's just been my makeup for the day. I picked up the shade 30 Peach, by the way. This is what it looks like. It's really kind of golden. So I picked this shade up and I'm just gonna go in with my fingers and apply this. Feels really good. It also has the feel of a skincare product. Now, even though I love the Elastin Hydra Tint, the downside of that is that there's just one shade, right? It doesn't come in a variety of shades like this does from Tower 28. So if you find that you need a more customized shade, then, you know, there are other options. All right, let's see how this looks. Pretty. So a little bit of coverage and a little color to the face, but still you can see the skin through it. So you still see any blemishes, very natural, which is perfect because the way that I will wear this product typically will be under foundation most of the time. Let me rub it in. It's kind of settling right here in the corners of my nose a little bit, which is odd because I never noticed it before I wore it on its own. So I think that might be just how it's reacting to the primer. It has a very natural finish, so it doesn't look really dewy or like, you know, glowy at all. It just looks like natural skin. Yeah, that looks really pretty. Okay, next I'm gonna go in with the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation, and I love this foundation. I did a kind of a little review on it. I filmed it yesterday, so it might go up before this video or right after this video, but I absolutely love this foundation. It is such a beautiful, weightless, natural looking satin, slight glow to the skin, long wearing. You don't really need to do a lot of touch-ups with it. I was wearing Patagonia, but I'm gonna wear Santa Fe. We're gonna give Santa Fe a try. When I was swatching these shades yesterday for B-roll for the video that I filmed on it, I noticed that the shades that I have are really, really close. So it's nice because I think I'm gonna be able to use them all. Let's give Santa Fe a try. Now I just used one pump. A little bit of this goes a long way, so it spreads on the skin really nicely. You don't need a lot of it. And especially since I already used that Tinted SPF, I need, you know, I will use less foundation. So I just kind of place it on the skin and then I spread it out a little bit and then I'll go back in and bounce it with my brush to give more coverage. It almost reminds me of the L'Oreal Fresh Wear foundation that I love in a lot of ways because it's lightweight, it has a very natural satin finish, and it's long wearing. It's very difficult for me to find a glowy foundation that is long wearing. Most of the time, about 4 or 5 hours into it, it looks like a sweaty mess and it's moved, it's greasy, it looks too shiny. So when I find one that really has the longevity of more of a natural matte or a matte foundation, I get really excited. Especially as I'm getting older, you know, my skin is starting to get a little more dry, and I know that the days of a really matte foundation are probably, you know, coming to an end for me in the next few years. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you find that you prefer a matte foundation or a glowy foundation as you get a little bit older? I'm 39, so I'll be 40 next year. I just turned 39. And I've always had pretty normal skin. You know, I've never had excessively oily skin or really dry skin. It changes a lot with the climate and the season. Ooh, that's so gorgeous. Okay, that looks really beautiful with the Tower 28 SPF. Really, really pretty. Ooh, so nice. All right. The only thing I'm noticing that around the nose, I do see a little bit of buildup, and I saw it before, I saw it right after I applied the Tower 28. But again, I think it's the primer because I have been wearing the Tower 28 and had no issues with it. Yeah, it just needs to be a little, like almost need to kind of wipe it off because it's settling into a little texture I have around my nose. All right. Okay, I'm gonna go do my brows and concealer and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I've got my brows and my concealer on. One thing I forgot to do when I started this video is prep my lips. And the reason I'm doing that is because I have 2 lip products that I want to talk about and share. I love them both. But one, well, we gotta do this, like one has to start the video, one has to end the video. So I'm gonna prep my lips with the Westman Atelier. This is the Squeaky Clean Liquid Lip Balm. And so I picked them up and I love them. I've been using them for a few days now. It's a very lightweight kind of, it actually surprised me when I read that they were a lip balm because it definitely feels like a lip gloss, but a balmy texture. Does that make sense? I think it feels like a lip gloss because of the component and the applicator. So I got 2 shades. I got one shade that is a little more natural. I'll have the shade names listed in the description box below. I say natural. I meant to say more neutral. It's kind of more of a like neutral beigey sheer pink. And then I got this shade, which definitely looks like it has more of a punch of color, but the formula leans very sheer. So even when I layer it, this is kind of what you get. And you can see you definitely have more of a bright kind of fuchsia pink there. When they go on the lips, they're pretty much translucent. So we're gonna start with this one since we have this one in my hand. And I'm going to, these feel so good. They literally feel like the most luxurious treats to put on your lips. Actually, both these lip products do that I'm gonna share. Okay, so now that I have that prepped on the lips, I'm gonna let that sit while I do the rest of my makeup and then we'll come back and finish the lips. Next, we're gonna go in with the cream bronzer from Say. I got the shade Medium Bronze, and I've played with this a little bit since I've gotten it, but it's been a few weeks since I've used this. And I'm gonna use the BK Beauty 107 brush, and I'm just gonna kind of press it into the product. This bronzer is pretty dark, so I'm gonna basically take the lid and just kind of blot it so that I make sure I didn't pick up too much product. And when I'm working with cream bronzers, I like to just press it onto the skin rather than sweeping, because that can kind of move the foundation. If you have a foundation that doesn't set really well and you sweep, it can kind of move what you've already done. So just pressing is the best way to get the product to pay off while not messing up your foundation. And this is nice. It's a very like natural buildable formula. So it's easy to work with. And it's not too thick and creamy or emollient, which is nice for, you know, cream products on the face because they tend to stay in place better and not move or mess up your makeup below it. Oh, that's pretty. That's really pretty warm, rich shade. I'm gonna bring it up into the hairline right here. So now that I have that on, I'm gonna set underneath my eyes. I'm gonna use two powders. They are both from NARS. I have the Translucent Crystal Press Light Reflecting Setting Powder, and then I also have the Loose Light Reflecting Powder. I got them both. These were sent to me in PR along with the foundation. Now, the pressed is the shade Crystal. It's very light. It looks white. It's translucent. This shade is called Shore, and I actually looked it up online because it looks like a bronzer to me. It's way too dark. It's medium to medium dark, I believe is what they described this shade for, but I'm gonna use it anyway. We're gonna see. Sometimes you never know how this actually pays off onto the skin. So I'm gonna go in with the crystal, and we're gonna use this to set under the eyes because I don't wanna, you know, go in with the shade Shore and it be way too dark and then I mess up my makeup. But I figure if it's a little too dark, I can get away with it on my face, just not here in the center of my face. So pretty. Okay, so let's go in here to Shore, and what brush am I going to use? So I kind of want to use a big fluffy one because that is going to pick up less product and to apply less product. And since this looks pretty dark for a setting powder, I feel like that's the safest bet. So I'm just gonna pick up a little bit on my brush, blot it into my lid, the lid of the product, and then we're just gonna go and kind of softly press it onto the skin. Okay, that actually works. It's not going on as dark as I thought it would be. It's setting the foundation really nice, but still keeping that slight satin glow finish. Okay, that's really pretty. Nice powder. Very, very like silky. So before we move on to eyes, I do want to play with the Rare Beauty bronzer stick. I totally goofed and I intended on doing my bronzer with the stick, and then I just grabbed this in its place and I just realized. So I want to play with this. I got this in the other day and I haven't even swatched it. You can see that the tip is completely untouched. So I wanted to share my first reaction, you know, on camera with you guys. I got the shade Power Boost. Is that the shade name, Power Boost? That's what it looks like. Or is that the formula? It looks like the shade name is Power Boost. I will confirm it, of course. All the details will always be linked in the description box, including the shade names in case I got it wrong. But this is what the stick looks like. It's a nice, cute, chubby stick. I like that it has that kind of rounded tip. It's really looks like a nice like size for bronzer, and I like that there's more of a tip so you can get around the nose rather than being, even though I love the Westman Atelier bronzer stick, you know, it's kind of just more flat on top. You can see the difference of the two. So it being more flat on top, you know, you're still able to get the nose, you just have to turn it on the side, but I like how the Rare Beauty has that tip. So it just looks like a nice shade for more precision work. And the color is definitely warmer than the Westman Atelier. Ooh, oh my gosh, this is like butter, you guys. This feels like butter on my skin. I'm not even kidding. This feels so rich. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna give you my thoughts right now. So it feels beautiful, like super creamy, very pigmented. When I first started to rub it with my finger, it felt really emollient, almost like it felt nice, but at the same time in my head, I'm thinking, ooh, is that too creamy? Is that going to... Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. This product, I'm excited. Okay. Sorry. Calm down. Gather your thoughts, Lisa. So at first when I rubbed it, I was like, okay, that feels great, but it's probably too creamy. It's going to move and melt on the skin. But within seconds, I'm talking seconds, it has dried down to a powder finish. Not even kidding. Wow. Okay. Darn, I'm kind of bummed that I didn't do this all over my face, but I am gonna do my nose. We're gonna do the nose here. Okay, I'm definitely gonna pick this up in more shades. When I put this on the skin, it's a little light. I feel like I could have gone darker in this shade. Let's blend this out. I'm gonna use, you know what, I'm just gonna use my finger to blend it out. Okay, we're gonna go back in and I'm gonna use this brush. Wow. Okay, that formula is really unique. It's super creamy initially, but once you blend it out, it dries and sets. Yeah, it feels like a powder. Okay, that, I'm not even kidding, that was amazing. Holy moly. Okay, I'm definitely gonna go to Sephora today and I'm gonna pick up more shades in that. Let's put some on my forehead too. I feel like I can get away with putting more on my forehead. Let's try this. Okay, do you guys see that? This is a good shade, it's very natural. This will work for me and also skin tones that are lighter than me. But if I want more definition and more of a contour, I need to go darker. A brush blends it out really nicely too. This, by the way, you guys, is a prototype for a new BK Beauty brush that will hopefully launch later this year. Stay tuned. Early stages of development. This is my first sample and I love it. Okay, yes, that looks amazing. Super natural. Like it blends into the skin so nicely and it does dry down to a powder finish. Okay. This is good, you guys. This is really, really good. I haven't watched any reviews on it. I know, shame on me. So maybe this is old news. I'm sure it is old news to you guys, but that is so good. And I believe all of Rare Beauty's products are under the $30 mark. So even though I've been raving about the Westman Atelier contour stick because it's amazing and I still stand by that, if this is kind of a little bit out of your budget, the Rare Beauty would be another alternative. These are probably the two best bronzing sticks I have ever used. I'm just gonna say it. Okay, so let's go ahead and highlight now that we're kind of working on the face. So let's grab the shade Nectar. This is the Lit Up Highlight Stick from Westman Atelier. And let me swatch this on my hand before I go onto the face. Okay, so this is a very sheer, it doesn't have a whole lot of frost or shimmer to it, the formula. I'll show you guys what that looks like on my hand. Can you see? Or here we go. Okay, so do you see it just has a glossy look, but I don't actually detect like shimmer or pearlescent. When I look at the stick, I see pearlescent, but when I put it on my hand, it is so fine, you actually don't see a glitter or a shimmer. It almost just gives like a glossy, wet look to the skin. So I am going to eliminate having too much shine, I'm actually gonna use a brush and I'm gonna pick the product up with a brush. And I'm gonna use the Angie A506 concealer brush. I'm just gonna go right into this. This is gonna give me more control over where this highlight goes. As you know, I'm not typically a big highlight person. So I'm just gonna use this brush and I'm just gonna like place it right there, like literally on my cheekbone and my orbital bone. So I'm going right here above the brow and kind of following down that on the cheek. Okay, that's pretty. Very light, very soft. When I wear a product like this, to be honest, I like to wear a product like this on the days that I'm not wearing a ton of makeup or a ton of foundation and maybe just a tinted moisturizer. Yeah, that's nice. Do you see that glow that it gives? It does look very natural because you don't see any glitter or shimmer. You just see, ooh, like a little bit of a shine. That's beautiful. That is really, really nice. Okay, I'm loving the way the skin looks. I know we have a lot of makeup on right now, but I'm really loving the way everything looks. Okay, let's dive in and play with these new Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize cream shadows in the matte formula. I was so happy when I saw that email come through that these had launched. I got online and I bought almost all of them. I believe 5 launched, I got 4. I picked up the shade Smoky Taupe, Flawless Beige, I picked up Nude Cashmere, and I picked up Chocolate Veil. Now, in today's look, I'm just gonna keep these. I'm not gonna do any eyeshadow. We are just gonna play with these and see how they look on the skin by themselves. What I love about this formula, or I love the shimmer formula at least, I have one here. Which one do I have? Jean. These are just a beautiful, like kind of moussey cream-like formula. When you touch it, it feels like a velvety mousse. It just goes on the skin so pretty. Really, really nice formula. So I want to show you what they look like as soon as you take off the lid. They actually have a very wet look to them. I haven't touched these yet, but I was a little surprised how glossy and wet the formula looks. It doesn't look dry like the MAC paint pots do. I am gonna insert some B-roll of each shade, but by the time that B-roll gets in, that'll be after I've used them. So I wanted to show you exactly what they look like when you first open the pot. I'm gonna dip in here to Nude Cashmere. Okay, so even though this looks, do you see how kind of wet that looks? When you touch it, it doesn't have like a real creamy or emollient or wet feel to it. It does have more of a like matte paint, you know, MAC paint pot, but a little creamier. Okay, all right, you guys, so I'm gonna grab the BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy A505. This is like a flat shader brush. It's really great for cream products. And we're gonna start in with going in the shade Nude Cashmere first. And I picked up quite a bit of product, but then I'm also gonna go on my hand and kind of blot it down a little bit. And we're just gonna go, first we'll use this underneath the brow. So, thoughts, let me see here. It's going on a little lighter than I expected. Like not as opaque. I'm using about the stiffest brush that you can use in a brush, and I'm still getting it to be a little more sheer than I expected. All right, that's nice, very natural looking. Let's go in and play with the shade Flawless Beige. This looks like a really beautiful kind of rosy beige grayish shade. And I'm going to grab a, let's see, what brush do I have for this? Okay, I'm actually gonna, okay, so I've got a 202 here. I'm gonna kind of swirl this into the product and see if I can apply a nice sheer veil of this. Okay, that is really not doing anything. Let's get my finger in here. Okay, so my first thought are these little pots. The opening is kind of small, like it's almost hard to get your finger in there. I have a very small pinky, and even my pinky is like struggling to actually get the pad of my finger down there to pick up enough product. Okay, let's see. All right, you guys, I'm not really that impressed right now. It's very hard. It's not real creamy, actually. It's dry. When you put it on the eye, like immediately it feels dry. It doesn't really give you time to spread it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like the color, but I'm really struggling to get product, even using my finger. Yeah, you can barely get your finger in there. And when you do, you're gonna, if you have like any tip to your nail, you're gonna get a lot of product underneath your nail because you kind of have to, the way you have to put your hand in there. Well, I'm a little disappointed. I can say that right off the bat. I'm a little disappointed. Let me take that back. Maybe I'm really disappointed. I'm sorry, Charlotte Tilbury. I love you, but this is just not working. This is just not working. Okay, let's move on. So I think using a brush with these is kind of out of the question. It's definitely a product that you would need to use your finger with. But even then, I mean, I really packed that on, and I feel like I had to work really hard to get a very light payoff. So those are those two shades. Let me try all of these shades just to be fair. So next I have the shade Smoky Taupe, and for Smoky Taupe, I'm gonna grab a little brush. So I'm gonna go in with this little tiny pencil brush. This is a really dense, tiny pencil brush. And I'm really gonna dig this into this product, you guys. I mean, this is, I picked up about as much as I could on this brush. And let's see if I can get this on the lower lash line. Okay, that's nice. All right, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. That came off well. And it gave me a nice, pretty smoky lash liner look. Now let me try to get that on my lid. We're gonna take the same thing. God, these are so dry. I don't know. Let me open my shimmery one and compare it. Yeah, it's so different. Nothing at all like the shimmer formula, nothing at all. The shimmer formula feels almost like a mousse, kind of bouncy. This feels like a creamy rock. It feels like there is a rock in here with a little bit of cream in it. I mean, that's honestly what it feels like. Okay, let's try this on. I'm almost scared too because I feel like I won't be able to blend it out. Yeah, nope, no, I'm sorry. I cannot recommend these. These are not good. Yeah, I got that gray one on there, and now I'm just getting left with a blob. Even using my finger, I can't really blend it out. Wow, do you see that? Bummer. I was really excited about these too. All right, well, I don't think we need to try the chocolate veil, but you know what, we might as well. It's the only one I haven't tried. I will use the same technique I have with the pencil brush, and we'll try and use this as liner. That would be my only use for these, to be honest, is using the dark ones for a smoky liner, but truthfully, I would just stick with the MAC paint pot. Yeah, this ain't good, you guys. This is not good. I'm sorry, Charlotte Tilbury. We're gonna wrap that up. That was That was a bummer. We're gonna have to try and fix what I've done here. So let me go do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so for blush, I'm gonna go in with the Westman Atelier blush in the shade Chauchette. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I'm gonna use, what am I gonna use? I'm gonna use the Angie blush brush. We're gonna just use it straight from the stick. I like applying it this way and also like using the stick directly on the skin. When I've already applied powder and product like I have on my cheeks, I'll use the brush. That's the best way to not like mess up your foundation. But if I hadn't applied powder, I'd probably apply this stick straight to the skin. So if you like forget to do your blush and you've already powdered and you want to use a cream product, just use a brush for it. You still get a great application, especially with this brush and this formula. So I like the way my eyes came out. I did doctor it up quite a bit though. I used the Naked 2 Urban Decay Basics and I just kind of went to town covering up the Charlotte Tilbury shades. Okay, that looks so pretty. All right, you guys, and last, I'm gonna do my lips, and I picked up 2 of the Makeup by Mario. What are these called? These are the Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Serum. You guys, these are incredible. They feel like the best thing I've ever put on my lips. Not even kidding, they feel amazing. I got the shade Apricot Glow and Rose Glow, and I think I'm gonna do Apricot Glow. I will show you what both of them look like on the skin, but we're gonna do Apricot Glow, so I'm gonna go ahead and blot off what I have on now that my lips are nice and hydrated. This is like a rich luxe lip balm that just feels incredible on the skin. It feels like butter and oil and just incredible. It has a good amount of color too for a lip balm. Like, you know, it's not like a liquid lipstick or anything in terms of pigment, but you do get a nice amount of color. And so shiny, look at that. I mean, it looks like a gloss on the lips, but it feels like a balm. And the color amount is perfect. You know how, and I'll use Westman Atelier for example, this is a beautiful formula, but really when you swatch all the colors, on the lips, they kind of morph to look the same because you end up seeing your natural lip color through them all. This, you actually see the color. So there is a difference in variety between the shades. You actually see it. It has a very slight, tingly, like almost minty feeling on the lips. I've been loving this product. I've had it about a week or so and I've been wearing it every single day. It is so, so beautiful. Like it's a lip balm feel, but a makeup lipstick look. I think that's the best way to describe it. So pretty. Okay, you guys. So in summary, the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize matte formula is a total fail. Sorry, you guys. The Rare Beauty bronzing stick is amazing. I love this. This is probably my favorite find of this video. Also, the Hourglass airbrush primer is still TBD because I need to wear it around through the day and see how it works. I did notice that it, you know, did cause a little bit of gathering around the nose, but I did like the way that it felt on the skin, and it did instantly blur my pores, so that is a plus. I will have all the products listed and linked in the description box. Thank you guys for watching this video. I know this one was a long one. I appreciate the time you spend with me here on my channel, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye, guys.